Acidity. What is really happening inside your stomach? Have you ever felt a burning sensation in your chest after eating? Or a sour taste coming up into your mouth? Maybe we have heard someone say, I have acidity. But have you wondered what actually is acidity? And if our stomach already contains acid, then why does it sometimes become a problem? Today, let's understand acidity for mystery, science, and everyday life. For thousands of years, people experience symptoms of acidity without knowing what caused them. Ancient civilization describes burning pain in the chest and upper abdomen. Some believed it was caused by spicy foods. Others thought it was due to an imbalance of body fluids, but nobody really knew what was happening inside the stomach. Then, in the 18th and 19th centuries, scientists made a fascinating discovery. They found that the human stomach naturally produces a very powerful acid called hydrochloric acid or HCl. This acid is strong enough to break down food and kill many harmful microbes that enter our body. At first, this discovery shocked people. Why would the body produce such a strong acid? Would not damage us? The answer is both simple and amazing. Our stomach is designed to handle it. Inside the stomach, there is a special protective mucus layer. Think of it like a shield. This shield protects the stomach wall from being damaged by its own acid. As long as this system works properly, everything stays balanced. But then comes the real question. If acid is normal, why do people suffer from acidity? The answer is acidity is usually not caused by having acid. It is caused by acid being in the wrong place. Let me explain. Between the food pipe and the stomach, there is a small muscular wall. This wall acts like a gate. Food can go down into the stomach, but stomach acid should not come back up. When this wall becomes weak or relaxes at the wrong time, acid starts moving upward into the food pipe. This condition is called acid reflux. And because the food pipe does not have the same protective shield as the stomach, the acid irritates its lining. That irritation creates the burning sensation we know as heartburn. Interestingly, heartburn has nothing to do with the heart. It simply feels like the burning is coming up from the chest area. So what causes acid reflux? There is not just one reason. Many different factors can contribute. Eating very large meals, lying down immediately after eating, being overweight, smoking, drinking excess alcohol, stress, lack of sleep, and sometimes certain foods like spicy meals, fried fruits, fried foods, chocolate, coffee, and carbonated drinks. These factors can make reflux more likely in some people. Now, here is something surprising. Many people think acidity means the stomach is producing too much acid, but that's not always true. Sometimes the amount of acid is completely normal. The real issue is that the acid is traveling where it should not go. Let's talk about the symptoms. The most common symptom is a burning feeling in the chest, but acidity can also cause a sour and bitter taste in the mouth, burping, bloating, nausea, a feeling of food coming back up, difficulty swallowing, or even a chronic cough in some cases. Because acid can sometimes irritate the throat as well. Now let's look at what happens when acidity becomes a long-term problem. Occasional acidity is common, almost every experiences it at some point, but frequent acidity should not be ignored. Repeated exposure to stomach acid can damage the food pipe. Over time, it may lead to inflammation, ulcers, narrowing of the food pipe, and other complications. That is why persistent symptoms should always be evaluated by a healthcare professional. So, how can acidity be prevented? The good news is that small lifestyle changes often make big differences. Eat smaller meals, avoid overeating, do not lie down immediately after eating. Wait at least 2 to 3 hours before sleeping. Maintain a healthy body weight. Reduce smoking and alcohol consumption. Manage stress. Get enough sleep. And identify foods that trigger symptoms for you personally. Sometimes lifestyle changes are enough, but in other cases, medications may be needed. Some medications work by neutralizing stomach acid, others reduce acid production, and some helps protect the digestive tract. The right treatment depends on the cause and severity of symptoms. Now let's step back and appreciate something incredible. The same acid that causes discomfort when it moves into the wrong place is also essential for life. Without stomach acid, digestion would be far less efficient. Many nutrients would not be absorbed properly, and harmful microbes would have an easier time entering our body. So, stomach acid is not the enemy. In fact, it is one of the body's most important tools. The problem begins only when balance is lost. The next time someone says I have acidity, you will know there is much more to the story. It is not simply about having acid, it is about understanding how the digestive system works. A delicate balance, a powerful acid, a protective shield, and a tiny valve that decides where that acid belongs. Because sometimes the difference between comfort and burning pain is just a few centimeters inside the human body. So, thank you for being here for the long time, and tell me how I practice my articulation, and does this method helpful in uh, helpful to improve the pronunciation and the clarification of the words. It hurts. So thank you for being here. And I'm feeling that I have a much more clearer and much more bass voice because my voice is so treble, and sometimes I feel trouble. Treble and treble are two different words. So we will continue this journey to make our voice more basic and more clearer. Thank you for being here. Assalamu alaikum.